Hey there, I'm Tucker, and you're watching D&D Daily, where we release new D&D content every day. If you're looking for D&D inspiration and information, then you're in the right place, because today we're talking about the conduit of the departed, the medium. If you want to play the medium, there is 3 things you're going to need. First, you're going to need to be a College of Spirits bard. Second, you're going to need the Haunted One background, and third, you're going to need to be a Shatterkai elf. The medium was born to a Shatterkai father and a human mother, but is still a true Shatterkai, true to their lineage. Because of her half Shatterkai heritage, she was still connected to the Shadowfell, but also connected to the life and soul of the world. Through her connection and origins of the Shadowfell, the medium has a natural connection to the spirits of lost souls. As she grew up, she kept hearing the whisperings of the souls of those departed around her, and she grew accustomed to receiving advice and guidance from these souls from time to time. They hadn't steered her wrong yet, and she would keep listening to them no matter what. She also began receiving last requests from these departing souls, and felt a rush every time she completed them, and helped lay these souls to rest. Like all Shatterkai, she seeks something to keep her connected to her soul, and this is what she found. As she grew up and began learning more about the world, she began to let the spirits really guide her fate, and she would read their guidance through Taroka, or tarot cards. She let the spirits guide her hand when drawing a card and follows through with the will of the fate she's dealt. Her goal in life is to help the spirits of those departed move on and rest easy in the afterlife. She seeks out these newly departed spirits and helps fulfill their dying wishes to help them rest in peace. The personality of the medium is that she is very spiritual, in the sense that she's very connected to the spirits of the dead, and she tries to connect to the spirits of the living as well. She's going to be very focused on people's spirits, auras, and anything related to the soul. She also believes that everything is controlled by the spirits and that fate guides us all. She believes that these spirits pull the strings of fate in order to guide our lives, and she fully accepts the flow of life that the spirits guide her towards. She believes that fate treats those who help others kindly, and she does what she can to help the living and the dead live their life to the fullest. The medium also is going to try and read people's fate all the time. I can totally imagine her reading palms, drawing tarot cards for people, or just trying to do weird rituals like burn incense or throw the bones to try and read people's fate. As half Shatterkai and half human, the medium is not going to be completely devoid of emotion like a true Shatterkai, but she's going to be a mix of the two, and she's going to show kind of a half emotion. So she might sometimes come off as cold, but a lot of the times she would have those other emotions deeper in her heart. Because of her connection to the spirits, the medium walks the line between life and death, making her a perfect guide for those departing spirits, unwilling or willing. In combat, the medium is going to act like any other bard, and that means you are very versatile in combat depending on what spells you take. You can be a supporter, you can be an attacker, or you can be a debuffer. Really, anything you want to do, you can do it with her, depending on what spells you take. The medium also has 2 other significant things. First is the Blessing of the Raven Queen, which is a Shatterkai trait. This ability is pretty much just Misty Step, and Misty Step is already just really good. It just adds that you get resistance to all types of damage until the start of your next turn, which can be huge in a pinch. And unlike Misty Step, you can still cast leveled spells during your turn. In combat, I also see the medium, instead of casting spells like normal, she's going to have the tarot cards, or the Taroka cards, as her spell casting focus. And I imagine her using these instead of just looking at a card and using the deck to cast spells. She's going to draw a card and throw it at somebody in order to cast a spell. So imagine she draws a card and throws it at her enemy, and in midair it turns into a fireball. Or she draws a card, looks at it, and suddenly she's invisible. And I would flavor this as the spirits guiding her fate in that combat. Also, you can just reskin these cards and use it as a throwing dagger if she's going to make just a regular melee attack or a ranged attack with that. Out of combat, the medium is going to be the face of the party. She's just going to have ridiculous charisma. She's going to have all the bard typical skills. She can do whatever she wants when it comes to charisma. She also has her bardic inspiration and Tales of Beyond, which we'll talk more about in the key mechanics section, but this allows her to support the party in unique ways every day. And she also has her regular utility spells and the guidance cantrip, which can lead her to be a huge support and buffer in out of combat situations. And lastly, she has the spells Speak with Dead, which she's going to use a lot to hear the dead's final wishes, and then try to enact those wishes to help lay those spirits to rest. In her downtime, she's just going to be really laying into the whole medium aspect. She's going to read people's fortunes a lot, especially using her tarot cards, and really just try and guide people's fate and help them learn their fate. She's also going to look to help people cope with death and lay the dead to rest, especially using Speak with Dead to gain new motivations and new goals for herself. The key mechanics for the medium is going to be a lot of things we've already talked about. First is that she's going to use her Tarokka cards as her spellcasting focus. I would really play into this. I would get a deck of Tarokka cards or just playing cards and actually use them and potentially let the cards you draw actually decide what spells you cast rather than just picking what's optimal. Or you can use your cards instead of dice to decide what Tale of Beyond you get for that day. And we really encourage you to get an actual deck of cards and do card readings for PCs, NPCs, and just whenever you're trying to make a decision. Next is the Tales of Beyond. It's a really unique ability that fits the flavor perfectly. At the end of each rest, use this ability and then try to utilize that effect in a cool way each day. So this is going to give you something cool to focus on each day that might not make a huge impact, but it's going to be cool to find a use of it every day. Next is her ability Spirit Session. This lets her just learn one new spell a day after she completes a rest. And I would say, just point out that Necromancy has a lot of really cool spells. It has Gentle Repose, Animate Dead, Summon Undead, Bestow Curse, and those are all really cool. And it has her signature spell, Speak with Dead. She can get this from her Spirit Session, or she can just learn it. Either way, it allows her to bring that downtime, that out of combat, and that personality to the character. This is what is going to get her motivation, and this is what's going to drive her, is to speak with dead and help lay them to rest. And looking at all the feats, I think the best one for her to take would be Shadow Touched. This really fits with her Shadar-kai lineage, and it just fits with the personality. To be able to take invisibility and one other spell, I think is just really great for her. The weaknesses of the medium are pretty straightforward. First, she's going to be pretty squishy, and she's going to have a low AC, meaning that melee combat and other situations like that are not going to be great for her. And secondly, like all spellcasters, once she runs out of spell slots, she doesn't have that much going on. As an NPC, I would use the medium as the local psychic in town. I would have her reading the party's fortunes and letting them know what to do. I would have her go around and read the fates. Or maybe she sees impending doom, and when the party walks into town, she's immediately knows that that is the impending doom. You could also have her be a quest giver. After talking to someone's fading spirit, she learns of a quest that the party can go on to help lay that spirit to rest. Or have her talk to the spirit of somebody who wanted a party member dead, and she might just try to follow through with his dying wish. Or if you've already had a party member die, let her use Speak with Dead to give them one more chance to give their last wishes to the party. I think the key note to really hit with the medium is that she is somebody who rolls the dice of fate and accepts the cards she's dealt. She'll do her best with what she is given and will seek to use her medium powers to their fullest. How would you use the medium in one of your games? Let us know what we could do to make her better, or how would you use her differently. You can also tell us what you thought of this video by giving us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, it lets us know what we can do better. And on the next episode of D&D Flavor Builds, we're talking about a high mobility archer, the Centaur Sharpshooter. So make sure to hit that subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss it. See ya!